Y'all ready to blaze away or what?
Evo Japan is approaching very fast, but not fast enough. Players are dying to see this game played, not just like in the tournament in the NA or EU or Japan or whatever, but on a global stage. We want to see everyone bring their collective knowledge together and clash. In previous tournaments, Evo Japan, Evo Vegas were some of the biggest events of the year. Something that I always think about and I just have to remind myself and everyone. In Tekken 8, the developers said a lot of things were changed because of tournaments. The heat system, nerfed backdashing, a faster pace, chip damage, health recovery, all of these things they did is because they felt like it would make the game funner to watch. That's literally what they said. And now, like as Evo gets here, Clash is the first tournament to take place in the Tekken World Tour, we will see if that's actually true. They did this also to nerf some of the greats, Arslan, Knee. Their defense is so good, the developers have to make the game like undefendable. How will the players adapt to this new environment? That's the question that's on everyone's mind. A 1st to 10 set doesn't matter. A random tournament in NA, EU, Japan doesn't matter. When all of these regions and players come together, that is when we see what Tekken 8 really will be like. And then the question that people ask is 2 questions. 1, will Eddy be a part of that? Will Eddy be released before or after? And then another thing is, will they do a major balance patch before or after? Because if they don't, we already know what's going to happen. I have a post here from the Tekken subreddit 2 hours ago at the time of recording. It says, get ready to cycle between 6 characters at Evo Japan 2024. Everyone is pretty much in agreement that Dragunov, Jun Kazama, Devil Jin, King, Azuzina, Fang, there's not even Fang on this list. There's so many like incredibly powerful broken characters that exist in the game right now. Where's Jin Kazama, you know? And I think if they don't nerf these characters, you will just see a bunch of them all over the place. But see, here's the thing too. This Tekken Talk is coming up oh so rapidly. They said late March, which it's March 21st at the time of recording. Late March is pretty much here, right? But see, here's the thing. If they add a brand new balance patch and they really like gut a lot of these characters, Zhao Yu's AOP, Dragunov, everything. If they do that and make every character weaker, is then they add Eddy in on top of that, and Eddy is like the new top tier, you're going to have a repeat of Evo Japan 2019. I have a Reddit post here from 4 years ago that just shows how impactful Leroy Smith was. It says, I decided to go through some YouTube videos and streams on pools, top 24, top 8, to look at how many Leroy's matches were streamed. And this is the thing, this is just the matches that were streamed. You can see pools, it was 17 sets. Day 2, 21 sets. Top 24 to top 8, 11 sets, 9 sets with Leroy, 3 Leroy's versus Leroy mirror matches, 11 sets with 2 characters per, like the numbers is just wild, right? We all remember Book going up on stage, and when he was asked, how do you get so good? How do you use this? How do you use that? His response was, just pick Leroy. The DLC is that powerful to where you pick him, you're gonna win. If they put Eddy in the game and they nerf every other character, you will definitely have a repeat of that. And it begs the question, what do you do? Other games who release DLC characters into the game, some of them do this thing where they don't allow the character to be played in tournaments for about like 2 months after the release. The same way they released Tekken 8 as a full product, but then they delayed the tournaments for like 3 months so they can properly balance the game. Other games do that same thing, but with the DLC. Let's delay this character from being used in tournaments so we can properly balance them, and then eventually they will make their way in. And I know this isn't the best answer because some people want to see the new character played day 1. And when you push that character off for so long, you do push off a lot of the hype and a lot of the anticipation, but it is a safer route than just to have all out chaos. But see, here's another thing you got to take into account, and I'm just trying to factor all elements because I know like for the developers, this is what they do. They look at everything before, after, delayed, not delayed, early. But what I was going to say is Evo Japan is one of the biggest platforms for them. Also Evo Vegas, also the Tekken World Tour. And if they release Eddy before Evo Japan, that would mean the next DLC character they would tease at Evo Japan. And if you look back at when these characters are releasing, I mean, it kind of would make sense for them to already start moving on to the next character. So in my opinion, I do think that the DLC character Eddy will be released before, probably like if I had to throw around a number, I would say like very early in April, like April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, probably that first week. And then that way it gives the players like basically a whole month to learn Eddy, lab Eddy, prepare for Eddy. But then also, cause see, they're not just doing Eddy, they're doing the free story DLC. It's like this rumored big balance update. That's the whole reason why they delayed the tournaments for so long. So if they do all of this stuff all at once, Eddy, story DLC, balance update, that would mean every player has 1 month to learn the whole thing. And something else you have to take into consideration, in the past for Tekken 7 specifically, they used to do updates like a week before tournaments, 2 weeks before tournaments, and players got very upset because it's a lot to learn, to remember, when there's such a big prize pool on the line. So this is why I just think like, okay, so here it is very simply. The Tekken Talk will probably take place the last week of March. Eddy, free story DLC, and the balance update will take place the next week. From there, players will have a whole month to learn the character, just learn everything. And then when Evo Japan comes after that, I think they will begin to promote and reveal the next character, whoever that may be. These were just my ideas. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.